Today's episode is an excerpt from our deep dive episode on hiring. Check out the show notes for links to that full episode, which is packed with good ideas for anyone who leads or participates in the hiring process. During that interview, Hart Shafer, the CEO of TheraSpecs, described the type of empowered culture he's trying to create along with his Chief Operating Officer, Annette Zinke. He mentioned how it was frequently exhausting and difficult to lead that type of culture change. We asked him, if it's so difficult, why do you do it? His answer, I think, is the most honest and inspiring 5 minutes you'll spend today. Check it out.
The truth is that I don't always think it's worth it. We talked earlier about the moment of, well, if we can't hire people, we can't scale, is this even going to be possible? Should we just give up and go back to command and control? And that was not an isolated incident. This is hard enough that I question it pretty regularly. Like, is this realistic? Is this worth it? Is what we're doing going to make a difference beyond TheraSpecs, right? Like beyond our ability to deliver results for our customers and other stakeholders and that kind of thinking. But I keep coming back to, we have enough evidence, like we have enough observation right now on the ground with the way we work right now and with our people. This is powerful stuff. Like the team we have right now impresses us regularly and surprises us regularly and is a joy to work with regularly. Even as what we need to put in feels onerous to the point where we couldn't possibly continue, or I feel like I'm going to break as a leader as I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. I can see so clearly that we are able to navigate things that are happening in the world better than we would if we didn't work this way. And so I can see the results happening already. And even more, I can see that the people we work with bring something to work that I've never had on a whole team, where I look around and everybody's done that. Something like there's always like that person and that person really bring an extra thing. They're really engaged and leaning in. But I think everybody on the team shows that. And it totally transforms the way it feels to show up at work or to tackle a problem or when something scary is happening. And I can not communicate some vague thing, but say, this is the situation. This is what's going on. This is what's happening with our finances, or this is what's happening with our supply chain, or this is what's happening with inflation, or this is what, right? And know that the people that I'm going to get back engagement. Well, how can we solve this problem? What can we do about it? What can I do? How could I make a change? How can we do this? The teams are going to have conversations that are totally separate from me. And so I can see that happening. And so like we can see that we're getting both better business results, which are very difficult to see in the moment to moment because it just looks like we're spending more energy and effort. It's only when you have to zoom out and you see what happens, like, well, what would have happened if there was this shock and we had a command and control and only one brain was operating and I didn't think of that thing that we ended up doing, right? And so it takes these shocks to see what actually is better. But even beyond that, like I have a pretty deep life purpose that I was thinking about. Well, what is the meaning of why I'm here, what I'm trying to do? And the only thing I came up with that made any sense to me was to try to maximize net human happiness. And that could be a whole bunch of people a little bit or a few people a lot. But we spend a tremendous amount of our time at work. And the fact that most people come to work and are disengaged with what they're doing and don't have the ability to actually give of themselves and have that be appreciated and valued is one of the biggest losses that humanity has right now. It's tragic. And if we could harness all of the humanity that we all have to bring so that we are all working on things that are meaningful, we can feel the purpose of, that we understand how we contribute, I think if that happened, we could solve all the other problems. And so I know I show up and keep struggling at this, and it's a struggle. I keep struggling at it because it would be worth it to just help that happen a little bit.